All right, welcome into the Daily Fix on a Wednesday, every day, 12 noon Central, right here on Foolish Club Media. As you see, I am Ron Hughley, host of the Daily Fix. In that little box is Steve Serta. Today, Steve, this is a who cares about your diet? I'm just gonna eat and drink whatever I want to drink, at least for today or the next couple of days. May go and get me. It's 12 o'clock. I may leave here and go get me a daiquiri, a frozen daiquiri somewhere, a good spot of mine down the street. I might have to go get a frozen daiquiri. But just one of them days. But again, one of them days with you, and we appreciate you listening. However you are, if you're listening to us on Twitter, please share, like, and share. Tell others. If you're listening to us on YouTube, we appreciate that as well. Thing I need you to do is go head over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe Foolish Club Media. Please like and subscribe Foolish Club Media as we are trying to grow this puppy forward. If you do not do so, remember you are preventing my 3 children from eating, and that could be the least of their issues. Coming up, not going to hold you long. A few things here. That first college football ranking came out yesterday. I got my eye on one team, and you should too. And we gotta sit down and have a conversation and figure out what the hell's going on with this piece of this Chiefs team. But I want to start here, Steve, and I want to start here saying I will do this. I know there was some potential concerns from some people, and maybe not big ones, but there was some disappointment. Sort of. I'm gonna give the defense a pass. I'm gonna give the defense a pass today for their game on Monday night. Had a couple of days to think about it. I would like to say, as I look at that guy on the screen, I would like to see Chris Jones. Although he is dominant at times, I would like to see Chris Jones also put together the production as well. I need a good 2 to 3 sack game coming from Chris Jones soon. Although he is still doing his job, being dominant, causing holding penalties, and allowing others to go one-on-one or just one on nobody. But, sir, I was downright shocked, floored. You wouldn't have been able to convince me that, unless I watched the game, that the Chiefs defense gave up 17 second half points to that Tampa Bay Buccaneers outfit who didn't have receivers, who just had tight ends and running backs and Baker Mayfield, who had been struggling, not throwing interceptions lately. They go in and drive down. Like, I get what people saying with Andy. Oh, wow, I wish he'd have thrown it. I get it. Andy's probably banking. Let me back these guys up. 216, one timeout. I believe my defense, which is maybe the best unit in football, will be able to shut this thing down. And I'm shocked that they rolled down there and sort of it was a bit easy. But I'll give them a pass. This is the first time to me that they didn't have a level of focus in a while. I'm talking into last year. And they have been consistent every single night out over the last year and a half. All right, last year they held 17 of the 20-point opponents, 21 or less. I think this year, I think the Bengals got 25 on them. They've held teams down for the most part this year. This was to me the first time in a while they just, I'm not going to say didn't show up, but didn't show up like we're used to. So I will give them a pass. They deserve to be carried for a night because they have shown up been carrying this team for the last year and a half.
It was the first time in years that they let me down. Like, that final drive, I was like, no way is Baker marching down the field with these cats and gonna go lead a
and then just kept marching in the rain, just kept marching.
And credit to Baker. Like, Baker played well. We talked about Liam Cohen, who I think is a really, really good offensive coordinator. They had a good game plan, and the Chiefs defense just didn't bring its best stuff last week. But I still have confidence in them moving forward, even with some question marks.
Absolutely. Like I said, they deserve a night off. All right. what's going on with Xavier Worthy? They gotta fix this. Again, much like you said about the defense, Steve, I'm not panicking, but damn, man, the lack of connection that he and Patrick Mahomes seem to have, and it's everybody takes a turn in it, Steve. Right? Like what Monday, I would say that long pass to him was I'd say that's on Xavier Worthy. I mean, I think it should have been a touchdown, but at the very least, Serta, that's a catch and a first and goal at the one if he just has some idea of where his feet are. But it ain't like Mahomes, hadn't didn't miss him. It ain't like that's not the case either. Mahomes missed him as well, and like they have got to fix that, man. They have got to fix that and get this thing together because they are missing out on a huge part. There are open plays every single week with Xavier Worthy. Either Pat's thrown it over his head, or Pat's missed it, or the offensive line hasn't held up well enough, or Xavier Worthy is casually backpedaling out of bounds for some reason. But they have got to fix this, and I believe they will. But it is like, man, he had negative 10 yards rushing. I don't know how many other, targets he had in this game besides that one that he beat. And man, you can just see the plays there for the taking. And it seems like they've only really connected on that one against the Chargers. And they just got to. I mean, his last several games, sort of 4 for 37, 3 for 19, 3 for 25. Like, and the one that he had, the big one, was 3 for 73, was the big pass play that he got against the Chargers. They have got to fix this because that is the thing that takes this offense to the next level. We saw what D-Hop did. We see Kelsey coming along, and those things should help Xavier Worthy to have more space. They've got to figure that out.
It's rookies make mistakes. And so that's inevitably going to happen. Like not being able to stay in bounds because it just seemed like he wasn't really paying attention to where the sideline was. Like, that's an annoying play, but not one that you don't expect from a rookie. But the Chiefs just need to have some kind of plan for him. And I think going into that Bucs game, they had a plan and it looked like that's what they were going for. And then that play happens. And then after that, it's like, okay, you blew it. You had your shot, and now we're over it. Now we're going to go to the guys we know we can rely on. And I just feel like they got to manufacture some easier stuff for him. Just try to get the ball in his hands, not those stupid little reverses and end arounds. Like, just find some ways to try to utilize his speed other than just run really fast down the field, and we're going to try to take a shot to you here and there.
I hear you on that. But I don't have a problem with it because those plays have been open, Serta. Like, they've been open. We would be talking differently about Xavier. I understand what you're saying. Like, there are some dig routes that he can hit. We've seen him get big plays. He came back the week after the Atlanta game against the Chargers, and we saw him easily get 15. There was one where he had one coming across and Pat threw it behind him on the ground. Like, and those, the favorite plays they used to do all the time, those deep crossers, we've seen that come open. Those plays have been there, Steve. They just haven't connected. And that's my thing is, it's not just one person. This isn't just a Sky Moore. Sky Moore, it's just Sky Moore. This is multiple things happening that they're not connecting, and they're not connecting on open plays. That's the part that gets me is, like, with D-Hop and with especially when Juju comes back, but with D-Hop and with Kelsey, man, a guy that causes fear and takes the top off the defense and gets open down the field, like that's not the worst thing. They just got to connect on these things that are open. There are far too many misses that these two have between each other. All right, college football playoff came out last night, and Colorado came in at 20. Listen, I think their only chance in hell, Steve, is for them to win the Big 12. And that is still in play. There is nothing that would – it would be one of the biggest things in the sports world. The NFL kind of has its own deal, and some of the superstars in the NBA, although the way the voting went yesterday, it feels like maybe they might get pushed to the side or whatever too. But Colorado with Dion gets into that playoff. Oh my God. Oh, that would, I mean, the talking and the commentary would be through the roof because he would give us something. He, Shador, Travis, I think you'd have arguably the best two players in college football in the game. I think they would probably get blitzed depending on the matchup, but there ain't nothing more. There would be no more anticipation than if they got in there as the 4 seed after winning the Big 12 and they were lined up to play Texas or they were lined up to play Alabama, who would be in that range. Oh my God, I am praying for that to happen. K-State lost last week, helping us out. They got to beat Texas Tech, helping it out. But that is my dream scenario right now in sports is that Dion, Shador get themselves in the college football playoff. The ratings would be through the roof. I guarantee you there would not be another game rated high in that first weekend. No other game. I don't care if it was Georgia and Texas lined up. I don't care who it was. No other game would be bigger than that. If it was Ohio State playing against Colorado, oh my goodness alive.
I wasn't even totally sure that the Big 12 still existed, to be totally honest.
That's one of the dumbest things you've ever said. They're on. Shout out to York. They're on and popping, baby. It's the Pac-12 that doesn't exist.
I don't follow college football that closely anymore. Conferences don't mean anything these days, but good for Colorado.
But you're perfect. You're perfect. Steve, you don't follow college football or baseball or hockey. I don't know what kind of sports you like, but tell me it wouldn't be something you feel like you got to sit down to see if Dion found his way into the college football playoff.
It would be good television. It would definitely be something I would be interested in.
He'd be out there in his 7 toes, rolling out there with his gold crucifix. Oh my God, man. Got to have it, man. Big 12, lay down. Just do it for the greater good. Lay down in this thing. I'm and Courtney.